driving for Lyft, and I had the most pleasant passenger, this young lady who I dropped off at the hospital. Great conversation, very polite. And I get a ping for my next passenger, and it turns out it's someone right there at that same hospital. So usually I'm excited over stuff like that because that's great math, you know? It's like I'm driving not even a minute to pick someone up. And so, you know, boom, boom, ride, money. But I didn't see anybody waiting at that main front entrance where I dropped her off. So, of course, I did the sensible thing and I called and to, you know, talk to the passenger, find out exactly what entrance they were at. Most hospitals have multiple entrances, multiple wings, you know, a lung ward, a cancer ward, a whatever, brain ward. I don't know. I don't know all that stuff. I just know they have different buildings, different addresses. Right off the bat, as soon as I say, "Hi, this is your Lyft driver. I'm at the hospital and I'm looking for you. And I'm at the main entrance, and I thought maybe you were at a different entrance." And right away, I just say that, and I'm talking just as calmly as I am now. And he starts yelling, and he's like, "What is this every week? I have to deal with you people. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where I am." Like, he's unaware, I guess, that the hospital is outsourcing transportation to Lyft and Uber, which a lot of hospitals and doctors' offices and clinics do nowadays. They sort of outsource their transportation to Lyft and Uber because we're just that much faster and more efficient. He starts yelling at me like I've been doing this, picking people up at that hospital, that specific hospital, for years. And no, that's maybe my first or second time at that hospital ever. And there was no special notice on the app or nothing that said, that said what ward or what door he was at. So with that barrage of abuse and all the yelling, I just hung up. I canceled the trip and I started home because I don't need that abuse. I don't think anybody does. Nobody deserves it. I would never talk to that like that to anyone. Like, I get a wrong order at a McDonald's or something, for example. I grab my receipt, I walk inside, I say, "Hey, you know, I ordered this and this is what I got and it's wrong." And then they're usually like, "Yeah, sure." And they give me the right thing and it's done. Never need to raise my voice, never need to get upset or yell, you know? I don't know why this guy had to do that. So yeah, maybe he ends up waiting a long time. Maybe he has to explain multiple times to different drivers where he's at. But that's just what it is. It's not any specific driver's fault. You know, I had the right address. I'm trying to talk to him. I could have just said, "Oh, he's not here. I don't see anybody. Cancel and drive off." I went the extra mile to try to communicate with the guy and called him on the phone. Instead of talking to me calmly and explaining things, which door he was at, what ward, what building, he chose to yell and be loud and abusive right away. It's one thing if I was rude to him first. Sure, yell at me. I would deserve it, but I wasn't. So, yeah, that's my little moment. If you ever order a Lyft or an Uber, even if it's through a third party, like your insurance or something, please be polite to the driver. You're not giving us any incentive at all to pick you up. Because one, if you're abusive on the phone, you're going to be abusive in my car. I don't need someone yelling at me and berating me in my car, in my ear. I know for a fact you're not giving me a 5-star rating, and I know a tip is completely out of the question. So why would I pick you up? Why? I have zero incentive to pick you up. Don't yell at people. Treat them the way you would like to be treated. even if mistakes happen, because they do. But in this case, didn't make a mistake. I was at the hospital. I called the guy because I didn't see him in the front. He chose to yell. I chose to say goodbye.